Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of December 5th of 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Russian reporting emphasizes cumulative Ukrainian attrition and steady territorial advances. If accurate, these losses strain Ukrainian reserve generation, degrade fire's capability, and challenge sustainment along multiple fronts. The liberation of key settlements suggests continued shaping for winter positional advantages. Destruction of EW and counterbattery systems may widen Russian freedom of maneuver and degrade Ukrainian ISR fire's integration. Russia's multi-axis pressure aims to force Ukrainian command to thin defenses, accelerate material depletion, and complicate Western resupply timelines. Momentum across the center and north axis frames potential future operational breakouts.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, to begin, can you frame the strategic context for this week's operations? What prompted this latest wave of strikes and ground actions?
The week's activity was shaped by a very clear trigger: a series of Ukrainian strikes on civilian sites inside Russian territory between November 29th and December 5th. In response, our strategic direction was explicit: to neutralize the infrastructure, logistics hubs, and production facilities that enabled those long-range attacks and to diminish Ukraine's capacity to regenerate its strike potential. This translated into coordinated, multi-group precision strikes across the Ukrainian rear. We targeted facilities with high operational leverage, military-industrial plants, fuel and energy complexes supporting mobile units, airfield infrastructure used for drone operations, depots for ammunition and rocket fuel, and staging zones for both Ukrainian formations and foreign volunteer contingents. Operationally, this is part of a broader shaping effort. The intent is not only retaliation but to systematically erode the adversary's ability to sustain long-range fires, mobility, and aerial.
Let's move sector by sector, starting with the north, where your forces reported the liberation of Volchansk. What happened on this axis?
The north sector saw a notable breakthrough. The city of Volchansk in the Kharkiv region has been a defensive anchor for Ukrainian forces because of its proximity to logistical routes feeding both Kharkiv and Sumy. Its liberation required coordinated pressure against multiple Ukrainian brigades, mechanized, motorized infantry, storming battalions, and territorial defense units. Once we penetrated their forward line of resistance, Ukrainian units suffered cumulative attrition. Over the week, they lost more than 1,000 personnel, armored vehicles, EW stations, and several logistics depots. This wasn't just about taking ground, it was about degrading their ability to stage counterattacks or reinforce neighboring sectors.
How significant is this for regional stability around Kharkiv?
It forces Ukraine to redistribute scarce reserves and complicates their defensive planning. The northern flank is now more exposed, and we have greater freedom to develop follow-on operations. As winter approaches, we anticipate conditions that favor selective advances, and these deep strikes create the preconditions for maneuver elements to gain positional advantage across multiple sectors.
Turning to the west, reports mention improved frontline positions and substantial Ukrainian losses. What was the objective here?
The western axis has been an attrition battlefield. Our goal has not been rapid territorial gain, but steady erosion of Ukrainian combat power. We struck airborne, storm, territorial defense, and National Guard units, destroying tanks, including NATO-supplied systems, and dozens of EW and counterbattery assets. By removing those systems, we can contest their ability to sense, target, and strike our forces. Operational momentum here is measured not in kilometers, but in the reduction of their fire's capability. That becomes decisive later.
Let's discuss the south, where Bezemyanoi and Klinovoy were liberated. What made these engagements impactful?
The southern battle space is intricate, mixed terrain, entrenched urban positions, and rotating Ukrainian assault brigades. Securing Bezemyanoi and Klinovoy required dislodging mountain storm, airborne, and marine formations. Over 1,000 Ukrainian troops were neutralized, along with armored vehicles and 24 ammunition depots. These gains tighten control over Donetsk's periphery and continue the methodical expansion of our security buffer.
Now, the center, perhaps the most dramatic development, Krasnoarmesk. What does its full liberation signify?
Krasnoarmesk has been a major operational hub for Ukrainian command and control, logistics, and drone operations. Its capture represents both tactical success and a significant psychological marker. The combat here involved a very diverse array of Ukrainian units: Ranger, airborne assault, storm brigades, marine brigades, territorial defense, and even specialized drone system brigades. Their losses exceeded 3,000 personnel, suggesting this was one of their most heavily reinforced nodes. The fall of Krasnoarmesk opens the central corridor for further operations and removes a key barrier that Ukraine relied on for coordinated defense in the Donetsk region.
Let's turn to the east, where several settlements were taken. What advances were made there?
Our forces moved deeper into Ukrainian defensive layers, securing Zeleniai, Dobropoli, and Chernozino. These advances disrupt Ukrainian lateral mobility, the ability to shift forces between Zaporizhia and Donetsk. More importantly, we forced Ukrainian forces to expend reserves to stabilize the line, further stretching their already thin brigade structures. Attrition here matters because the east acts as a hinge that connects multiple Ukrainian operational groupings.
Finally, the Dnipro sector. What were the main operations and outcomes this week?
This sector focuses on controlling riverine logistics and limiting Ukraine's ability to move equipment across the Dnipro basin. Our forces improved tactical positions and struck mechanized, mountain storm, and coastal defense brigades. The destruction of unmanned boats is notable because Ukraine increasingly relies on these for asymmetric strikes. Removing them reduces the unpredictability of the riverine battle space and supports secure supply lines on our side.
Before we close, can you speak to the wider fires, air defense, and naval engagements?
Yes. Our impact UAVs, rocket forces, and artillery destroyed multiple MLRS launchers, including Western origin systems. Air defense intercepted Neptune missiles, a HIMARS projectile, and more than 1,000 UAVs, highlighting both the scale of Ukrainian drone use and the continued efficacy of layered defense. At sea, the Black Sea Fleet neutralized 7 unmanned boats. Maritime security remains essential because those platforms, while small, can cause disproportionate disruption.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive Frontline updates from commanders in theater.